Hi guys. Let's see One Piece new chapter, 1044, named as Warrior of Liberation. The chapter starts with Luffy saying, "How can I still stand? What's happening?" Next we see Zunisha, hearing drums of liberation, and it gets louder. Luffy is wondering, what happening to him? And he is able to get up even after losing. Suddenly he feels energetic. As Luffy speaks, we see a black lightnings coming out of his body. Zunisha is still with the world government ships. Momonosuke looks at the roof of Onigashima. He's very upset. Suddenly, Momonosuke asks, "Do you mean Luffy is Joy Boy?" Yamato is surprised and asks him, "Is that what Zunisha said?" In the down floor, we see that Sanji resting. Now he suddenly gets up, as he senses something, and looks up. Not only Sanji is surprised, we see, Kid, Old Man and even Law, senses Luffy is awake. Marco also feels something, and we see Nami and Tama, who were crying. Marco says, Straw Hat is still breathing. Now in Holy Land of Merry Joies, Gorosei continues talking about the situation in Wano. One of them says, "Are we sure of our priorities? Is it worth losing one of our top agent and angering Kaido?" The other Gorosei replies that it's worth it, especially considering the future that this situation may lead to. Swordsman Gorosei says, the world government tries to keep the Gomu Gomu no Mi with them in every era. But, somehow, the fruit always gets away every time. Even after trying for 800 years. Gorosei with big beard responds saying, it's like the fruit itself trying to escape from them. Another Gorosei replies, it might be possible, since zone fruits have minds of their own. And that fruit has the name of a god. The other name of the Gomu Gomu no Mi is actually Hito Hito no Mi, a human fruit. Mythical zone model is Nika. As the Gorosei saying these, we see dark image of Luffy with the full moon in the background. His image is identical to Nika's, without weapons in his hands. Luffy is laughing and we again hear the sound of drums. Gorosei continues speaking, and says, his body has the properties of rubber. And he can fight in any way he wishes, making people smile wherever he goes. He is the Warrior of Liberation, and also known as Nika, the Sun God. Awakening will give the rubber body even more strength and freedom. And the fruit has most ridiculous power in the world. Back in the treasure hall on the second floor of Onigashima Castle, Orochi is still trapped under the rubble. We see Orochi and Hiyori having heated conversation. He says, I admire Oden too, I was used by Kaido. Let's run away from here together. Now take these needles off. Hiyori playing her music says, my father kept his promise right. He believed in you and Kaido freeing Wano. During those 5 years, my father was dancing like a fool, he never even told his family, he kept his promise. He even withstood 1 hour burning in boiling oil, and was always laughing, even if the life of an entire country was taken. My father took all that pain alone. Now we see a small flashback between Oden and Hiyori. Orochi now says, yes, Oden was such a great samurai. As a shogun, I shall honor your father. Now Hiyori takes off her mask and yells in anger at Orochi, saying, my name is Kozuki Hiyori. Hold your tongue, you miserable wretch. Even at times when I had an empty stomach, wearing broken fabric, I was always proud to have my father's name. You shouldn't be in shogun position. You were a pathetic fool, and as your foolishness grew, you took innocent lives. Orochi is terrified now, after hearing Hiyori's words, and asks, you're not going to do anything to me, right? And even if you kill me, you have no chance of defeating Kaido. Suddenly, Kanjuru's Kazenbo returns to where Orochi and Hiyori were. Orochi says to Kazenbo, burn the woman. Now instead of burning Hiyori, he does the opposite. He burns Orochi. Orochi in pain asks Hiyori to save him. She replies, a new dawn will come, and Kozuki clan will always keep their promises. Back at the roof of Onigashima, we see again Luffy with the full energy saying, I feel like I can do anything, though my heartbeat sounds funny. And this is my highest peak. Gear 5th. In down floor we see a huge blast of color of the Supreme King's Haki, coming from above. A lot of black lightnings pierce through the roof and Kaido's men begin to fall unconscious. Kaido looks at the roof confused. What happening in the roof? He shouts. Suddenly the roof begins to break and Luffy's arm appears from the hole. The arm is huge and it grabs Kaido's whole body in dragon form. Now everyone are shocked. Even Law and Kid are surprised. Luffy pulls Kaido up and drags him easily to the roof. Luffy then increases his muscle mass and starts spinning Kaido's body. Now he stops spinning and starts slamming Kaido on the ground. Now Kaido gets up dizzy, with a bump on his head and little stars coming out of it. Seeing this, Luffy can't stop laughing. Now Kaido shouts, "Straw Hat, you are alive, I am grateful." Luffy lying on the ground laughing non-stop. But when he sees Kaido's bolo breath, he screams surprised. His eyes also pop out like a cartoon. Now he suddenly grabs the ground with his hands and stretches it out, causing the ground turns into rubber. Now his arm is muscled up, and Kaido's bolo breath hits the ground, but since it's now rubber, it gets bounced back to Kaido. And now there's a huge explosion. We finally see Luffy's full body clearly. His hair now looks like flames and he has a collar around his neck. His eyebrows are now curled and the pupils of his eyes have changed. Luffy laughs non-stop again as Kaido stands up. He apologizes for what happened earlier and says, "I didn't want to win like that." Luffy looks at Kaido and says, "Don't sweat, let's finish this now." And this ends the chapter. Oda confirmed, there won't be any break next week. So we might get to see Luffy's full power in next week's chapter. Subscribe my channel, I do weekly chapter review. Also comment what other manga review you guys like.